Is the Strymon Deco the ultimate tape tone machine? Let's find out. That's right, I'm a little late to the game on this one. The Deco's been out for a while, but you know what? It doesn't matter. It's such a wonderful pedal. It's worth taking a look at. Let's get right into some sounds. First up is my clean guitar tone. All right, the Deco has a tape saturation section that consists of a saturation knob and then a volume knob that allows you to balance out the tone. Now, I hope you're wearing headphones, otherwise you might not catch the subtle difference, the roundness, the little bit of fullness that tape saturation brings to the tone. Yes, and you can crank it up and get some full-on distortion. And, you know, that is a pretty good simulation of oversaturated tape tone. I can tell you that from my experience of years and years and years of recording analog tape and sometimes overdriving the tape. So when it's overdriven, you can hear it not only distorting, but it compresses, very much like a real piece of tape does. But I think, you know, if you dial it back and get this kind of subtle saturation sound, this is kind of an always-on kind of a sound, at least for me. Maybe about right there. Sounds really good with delay, too. Here's the Strymon DIG. Yeah, now let me turn that off so you can hear the delay without the Deco. Next up is the double track capability. And you can think about it this way. Imagine a reference analog reel-to-reel tape deck followed by another tape deck that can be set to slightly lag behind or even ahead of the reference deck. So there's two tape decks that your signal is running through. Does that make sense? Two tape decks, and you can adjust the timing between the two. Now, engineers used to do that way back in the day. They'd get two tape decks, run the signal through, and they would press their thumb on the flange of the tape to slow and speed up one of the tape decks. And guess what they invented? Flanging. Yeah, that's right. So let's check out a couple of just basic settings here with the double tracker turned on. Again, here is my non-double tracked tone. Here it is, double tracked. All right, so, yeah, you're hearing some phase cancellation going on, right? Comb filtering. Now let me change this knob here. This is the lag knob. Okay, and as the timing changes between the two tape decks, imaginary tape decks, you can hear the comb filtering changing too. So if it's just a static timing issue, this is kind of what you get. Yeah, some really nice tonal differences there, isn't it? Pretty cool. Now let's go ahead and increase the lag and see what we get. So that comb filtering continues to shift into different frequency ranges. As we continue to increase the lag, whoa, now we're hearing a little bit of double tracking going on. If we continue to bring the lag up, now we end up with a slap kind of tone. I'm going to adjust the blend down. There we go. Now, if we continue to increase the lag, it becomes a distinct delay. Now, you can't control the number of repeats, right? Because we're imitating two tape decks. But Strymon says you can go up to 500 milliseconds of lag. And that sounds about like half a second, doesn't it? All right. Is that it? Nah, heck no, that is not it. There's a lot more you can do. Let's introduce the Wobble Knob. Now, what does that do? Wobble basically introduces an imitated or simulated tape wobble in the second tape deck. In other words, the tape deck that is going to lag. And if we bring it up about halfway, you're going to hear it. You're going to hear some motion now. Oh, yeah. That's like your classic flanger sound, isn't it? And if we increase the lag, we start getting chorus sounds. And if we increase the wobble, the sound gets wobblier, more wobbly, shakier. Let's go back to flange. I gotta tell you, I love that flange sound. It's really thick and juicy. Love it. All right, so are we done? No, we're not done yet because we got a little switch here in the middle. I have had this switch set to sum. Next up, I'm going to set the switch in the middle to invert. And what that's going to do is invert the phase of the lag deck. So tape deck number 2 is going to flip in terms of the phase. So let's check that out and listen to some flanging here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's really nice. As the flanger goes through the 0 position, you really hear that phase shift kick in, and there's a lot of phase cancellation. Now let's listen to it as we get into some chorus tones. Yeah, that's really nice. The phase cancellation is there, but obviously it's a lot more subtle. Let's go ahead and get up into doubling territory and see what we get. Remember, we have the wobble knob turned all the way up. Let's make it a little more subtle. I'm going to try a little distortion tone and see what we get with that. So, you know, flanging, phasing, shifting, chorusing with distortion. Yeah, we should be able to get something cool. Let's try this. Little chorus action. Whoa, my finger got stuck on this string. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's kind of your classic distorted flange, isn't it? Let's try distortion doubled. All right, we're not done yet because that little switch in the middle has one more setting and it's called bounce. So this gives you, if you're running stereo, a stereo effect. Let's check that out. Oh, yeah, that's nice and wide, isn't it? Let's see what we get on the doubler side of things. Oh yeah, I think we should try some distortion, don't you? We've been through the basic features of the Deco, but how do you use it in a larger signal chain? Let's find out. I'm going to go ahead and start with my dry tone again, and I'm going to add in some effects, and let's see what we get. So here's that old dry tone. All right, let's add that tape saturation back in. Okay, a little dirt in there, but let's go ahead and add some doubler. We've got some great doubling going on with that kind of wobbly, chorusy thing. Let's go ahead and add some Strymon DIG, and that is going to be in front of the Deco, right? So the DIG is going to go through the Deco with its own stereo delay. Woo, that Deco rocks. So I've got a couple of other videos here that I've done on other doubler style pedals. Check them out and see what you think. How does the Deco compare? And as always, I'll see all of you on the next video.